Okay.
Welcome, everyone, to our Resilient, Wild, and Unstoppable interview series. It has been a little while, and today we get to talk to Tina and all the magic that she is creating for her clients. And it is, there's so many paths that we can take in this interview that I'm excited for it. So, Tina, I'm curious. We talked about, the past experiences you've had with therapy and mental health and all the cool tools and tips and everything that you can offer. But one of the things that we landed on was really that programming that we live by that has us, maybe going in the direction of responding versus the direction of reaction. And what is it about this journey or this path that has landed you to really focus in that area?
Yeah. So there was definitely a journey that I went on because I started out traditional, training for mental health therapy. And as I was going along, I was starting to realize that there was more to the mind, to the body, than just that piece about like talk therapy.
Mhm.
And so as I was going along that journey, I was finding other modalities, which with working with people, I was able to get to deeper levels. We were able to look at a lot of different things to be able to address what's happening with them. And then when I started getting into energy work, getting into biofield tuning, which is utilizing tuning forks to clear out the energy field, and then the hypnotherapy piece, like getting into that subconscious mind, I was starting to piece together more and more
Mhm.
of what can be happening to us, where when you really look at some of the deeper layers, we have these things, these events that have happened to us, gone through seasons in our lives, traumas that may have happened, and those start to create responses for us where we're having like automatic responses to how we interact with people, how we respond to certain things that might be a trigger and we don't even know it's a trigger. And another layer of that is looking at how, like, what have we learned just in general from society
Mhm.
about what our roles are or how we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to act. Cultures can have all these different expectations, like what's the role of the mom? What's the role of, being a businesswoman? What are those different roles that we carry? And are we carrying them because we want to? Are they the roles that we want to have, how we want them to look? Or is it that programming both from society, but then also our past experiences that have led us to this place of just assuming this is how it is?
Mhm. Absolutely. And I know so many people get stuck in those roles, those identities, those, pain points that they've experienced from the past. And I'm
Yes.
curious, what are ways that you actually help them move through that or even understand what they are experiencing?
Yeah. So, how I go about that is I have what's called the soul fields framework. So, I help people understand at a conscious level, subconscious, and energetic level where things may be coming from. And what we do is identify, is this just a conscious thought? So there's not that feeling attached to it. It's more of just like you're talking, you're thinking. It's
Hmm.
kind of like that, just like how we are typically on a daily basis. When we start to get into the feelings and things like that, it starts to get deeper. So being able to differentiate, is this just my thoughts in my head that are happening? Am I just thinking through this, not emotionally charged? Or is it connected into emotions? Because then if it starts getting connected into the emotions, that's in the subconscious part, and then also connected into the energetic field that we have called the biofield, where we store those memories too. So we'll store the memories in our mind and that subconscious part where we're having those automatic reactions to things that we don't
Hmm.
even realize. And on the energetic, we're also storing it in our field, in our energy field. So they're all influencing each other. So one of the like one tip is just to identify, okay, is this just a thought I'm having? Like, is this something I'm thinking, or does this have an emotional charge to it? Because if there's an emotional charge, if there's more to it, then it's something deeper that has happened that has led to us feeling that way or wanting that type of reaction. So then
Mhm.
it's looking at, okay, where is that coming from? Does it need to be there? And then how do we alleviate it?
Wow, that sounds powerful. And for somebody that is newly stepping into this, into your
Hmm.
world, and really trying to grasp on to everything that you're saying, are there ways to break it down for them or super tips that help them say, hey, I think I need to talk to Tina. I think
Yeah.
maybe she can help me really
Yeah.
understand this.
Yeah. So if you're starting out with, it's like you want to change something. You're like, I know I should be eating healthier. Like eating is a big one, food is. I know I should be eating healthier, but I'm struggling to make the change.
Hmm.
It could be a certain behavior, like you keep going back to an old habit. And it's like you know you need to, that's your conscious thinking. But there's something else where it's just like I keep getting tripped up. I can't stick to this. Like I keep going back to the old behavior, the old habit, and I can't use just willpower to get over it. So when someone recognizes that piece, that's when I can be a part of that process to help them dig into why is that like that? Why can't you break that pattern? Why do you stay stuck in that habit, whatever it may be, that you keep going back to that old pattern? So if you even if there's like let's say a repeated pattern, whether it could be an addiction, it could be something that's really simple, but it's something you're trying to change but you just can't change it. There's something underneath
Hmm.
that needs to be addressed on a deeper, more energetic level.
Yeah, that's powerful. And when you said willpower, and I'm like, oh, often we get triggered by that word
Yeah,
willpower because it's like, well, I don't know if I have the willpower or motivation to continue
yeah,
this. So,
yeah.
what are ways that you help people kind of detour from willpower and
Hmm.
really tap into possibility?
Yeah. The part that comes into play there is looking at that subconscious level and identifying, okay, what's underneath it. So like when someone does a hypnotherapy session, we go back to why the issue is there. So we're connecting to why is this a struggle? Why isn't that change happening? And then we get the mind to understand that it was a past event, whatever those events were past things. They might have served a good purpose,
Hmm.
that to get programmed a certain way, to do things a certain way, to, like grandma's homemade pie. Like you just can't give up the pie because it's so good because it's connected to that memory. And that might be just like a simple one, but like there's that memory attached to it. So it makes it taste so much better because it just takes you back, to hopefully good times, that you had. And so like you don't want to give it up because sometimes there can be a feeling of losing something, but that's not the case. You can still have that memory, but it doesn't mean, um, that you always have to have the pie to have that memory. So we can get the mind to understand and make a shift to understand that they can do things differently. Like, and that's where you get past the willpower piece
Hmm.
where it goes into reprogramming that mind. So one of the key things is to be able to, just identify, yes, this is an issue and I've been struggling with it. It's kind of like, all right, it's here. Like I want to take ownership for it. I'm really struggling with this, but I want to make a change because then you're more receptive. If someone comes in and they're not willing, like they really don't want to make a change, maybe somebody forced them to come,
Hmm.
then they're not ready to make the change. So one key is being in a spot where you're like, okay, I want to make this change. I'm committed to making this change. I'm taking ownership that this is an issue that I want to change so that my life can be different. It can be better in whatever way you want to identify that to be.
Wow. There is so much goodness and so many super tips in what you have stated so far. And I'm curious, is there anything else you want to add to this interview that maybe I just have not asked the right question?
Ah, okay. Oh, I think the big thing is, okay, one big thing is acknowledging and being okay. So, like for those women who are burned out, who are giving their all to everyone else, and they're not, giving themselves the time that they need because they feel like everybody else, their needs need to be taken, um, is to let people know, to let these women know that it is okay to take care of yourself and not feel guilty about it. Because I think we feel guilty when we're doing something for ourselves instead of for someone else. So to know that it is okay to focus on yourself and to make changes for yourself. You shouldn't feel guilty about that. You should be proud of yourself for taking that step and having that awareness to be like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to make some changes in my life, and it's okay for me to do that. It's okay for me to take the time and be able to focus on my needs and what's going to put me in a better spot without the guilt attached to it.
That right there is a powerful super tip.
Mhm.
And all of us women need that information.
Yes.
We need to know that we have permission for that.
Yes.
So thank you so much for that. And this
Yes.
has been such an amazing, powerful interview. So thank you.
Thank you.
Why doesn't it stop? There we go.